Hey everyone, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is time for Film Snobbery Live. I am your host, Nick Baisley. I am here with my co-host, director, screenwriter, all-around kind of nice guy, the Aquaman of indie film, Jerry Cavallero.
Thank you. That was an awesome introduction, and yes, I am the Aquaman of indie film.
Aquaman, you're the worst. I know.
I know, suck.
So I'm.
Talk to fish.
He's got like that one thing. That's it. That's the only thing he's got. That one little noise that he makes. And he can swim faster. That's about it. So anyways, for a dude who's like the ruler of Atlantis, he really has like nothing going for him. So yeah, everyone, welcome to the indie film show, Film Snobbery Live, where we discuss independent film things. We talk about independent film. We interview people that are involved in independent film. Most of you that are watching have probably seen us before, but for those of you who have not seen us before, we like to pull a Stan Lee every now and again and just kind of let you know what we're all about, because Stan Lee used to say, every comic is someone's first comic. So, that's why you always had like the little introduction above every comic back in the day. So that's our little introduction. You want to know about independent film? You want to know it straight from the horse's mouth? Whoever that horse of the week might be, you come to us. So that being said, Jerry Cavallero.
You're a horse's ass. What the hell was that?
What?
I'm just saying, like the way you said it, it's kind of stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As you can see, folks, we have no guests this week.
Just the way you said it. Like, if you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, whoever the horse may be this week.
I thought that was funny. I thought that was clever. Apparently, so do you. You're laughing.
No, it's just because I think, I don't know, never mind. That was just weird. That's what we're about, people, connecting you with the horse's mouth.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the human centipede of independent film. I don't know. I got nothing to do. It's the end of the week. I got to tell you guys and girls and people out there, although I would have thought guys and girls would have covered it, I've had a hell of a long week, and I don't know what it is. I've had trouble just kind of getting in the spirit of the show. But now that I've been talking to Jerry for like the past half hour. I see a lot of people piling into the chat room tonight. I'm really excited about tonight's show. This is because tonight's show, what we decided to do was we decided to give our normal guests a rest. Let them save up the good stories for another week. And let me just cut the bullshit. I couldn't find anyone. So what it is I decided let's have the fans on tonight. No, we didn't have enough time to book anyone this week. So
I'll admit that I suggested a guest last week, and Nick was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." And then neither one of us contacted the guest because we both thought the other one was doing that.
Yeah.
And I found out yesterday, because that was the first time I talked to Nick all week, because he's been really busy and I'm kind of busy too. And then so I contacted him, but we weren't able to get him for tonight. So we'll have him on soon. I can just say who it was. Alan LaFave from the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival. He's a great guy, great festival, and we'll have him on to talk about the festival and what he's doing for indie film soon. But yeah, so that's why we don't have a guest tonight, because we both kind of dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, now we do have we do. Yeah, no, it's going to be a cool show. I'm excited about tonight because I do have one kind of cool piece of news. Something that I've been tooling around with in my head for 3 years really, but I've never really acted on it because, as all of you know, with the exception of like Jerry, who, his capacity with Film Snobbery is basically moderating the chat when I'm talking and kind of giving me shit when, I'm not talking. The other part of that is always been, otherwise it's pretty much just been myself, and of course we have the writers who do such an awesome job week after week. But no one else really helps on the business side of things. So what I've decided to do the past couple weeks, because I've been really kind of busy trying to develop other things, and it sucks because when you try to develop like a bunch of things at once, you end up with a lot of half-finished things, and I hate that. I really like things that are complete, and then then I can roll them out, and hopefully, they get money, and they get attention, and, the other things that help make us successful, and in turn help hopefully promote you and make you guys successful. So what I've decided to do, and I'll have a job posting up in the next day or two, probably by the weekend. I've decided I want to hire someone who can help on the sales end of Film Snobbery, whose job is solely dedicated to basically helping find paying sponsors, paying advertisers, and possibly helping a little bit on the marketing side as well, if it comes to, say, like booking me for gigs to do certain things, whether it's film festivals or speaking or whatever. Basically just someone to work with who understands what our goals are here as a company, and understands what we're looking to do in the future. Because quite frankly, I think, I'm not ashamed to say, I need help. I really do. The position, and this, guys, this is the cool thing, it is a paid position. And before everyone goes like, I'll apply, here's the thing, it's commission, it's straight commission. So if anyone, I've worked in sales a good portion of my life, longer than I would have liked to. Working on straight commission sounds like a really shitty proposition, but let me tell you, when you're getting offered 30, 40, 50% off of, depending on what you're selling, in terms of whether it's space or actual dollar amounts, it can add up pretty quick. I'm of the mind of, if you're doing a really good job, you should be compensated for it. We're making it a straight commission job, but we're upping the commission to much higher than what your average sales job would be. And I also, because I know what it's like to be on the other side of that desk, and it sucks. I want to make sure that whoever is working for me is compensated fairly. So we'll have a job posting set up. The qualifications, honestly, I'm just looking for someone who can get things done. Who can understand what we're trying to accomplish, set goals, work fairly unmanaged, and accomplish those goals without the need for me to be up their ass every 2 minutes. The job doesn't mean you have to be located here. We're located online. Everything that we do is online and around the country, around the world. Even the show is reaching everybody simultaneously, even though only a small subsection of people are watching. But it can be viewed by everybody. So the job is much like that as well. It's basically following up on leads, contacts, stuff like that we have existing, and then forming new relationships with other people. Now, that being said, if you're someone who's in the film industry and have some experience in sales, and you're looking to better your career, that could be a win-win for both of us, as our contacts could probably help you in the film industry going forward. So don't let that stop you from applying or checking us out, and or at least getting an interview, and feel free to ask any questions you might have. So I'll be posting that job posting in the near future. We're not looking for, I'm not that hardcore executive type. I could care less about a lot of things, but in terms of Film Snobbery and our growth and what we're trying to accomplish, we're looking for someone who can make things happen for us, and can execute some of the plans and visions I have for Film Snobbery going forward. So that's all I have to say about that. I guess next thing we're going to go to, and I want to encourage everyone. I'm sure everyone out there has things they'd like to talk about. I'm sure everyone has, different things. Like we said, we're going to open up this show to the fans tonight. We want to talk to you guys about what is going on in your world. I know that, people just got back from Cannes. I know that a lot of people have been following up on, it's been a busy week since we've been, around. So, from last week. So, let's hear what's been going on in your worlds this week. So the number to call in is actually right down here. It's 508-499-3669. You can call that from your cell phone, home phone, whatever, or you can Skype us. We're on Skype, just at Film Snobbery. So, that's our username, Film Snobbery. So, real easy peasy Japanesey. So you guys can feel free to call in either via phone or via Skype. and chat with us. And obviously, if you guys are watching this, depending on where you're watching, if you're at FilmSnobberyLive.com, feel free to chat with us over here in the in the chat room. We got a really nice, lively crowd here. I want to say hello to a few of the people who did show up this week. Usually we save that to the end of the show, but because we're doing a more kind of guest-driven, people-driven show tonight, let's give people a shout-out. I want to say hi to Lord Bronco, Jerry, of course, who's always the chat moderator. At First Glance Film, our buddy Bill, the Social Mapper, Killicozy, that's our good friend Anthony Kilburn, a director of such films as Choreography and Chiaroscuro Baby. Love that film. Check it out if you haven't. It's got boobs. Come on. Our buddy Ron Purdy, he's there. Waterhole. This is Waterhole Dork. I don't know. Is that still Nathan? I don't know.
Yeah, he just feels like a dork tonight, he said.
Well, he is a dork every night. I've met him. I'm kidding, Nathan. I love you. You sexy bitch. Devin Watson, DK Lon or Declan, or however he wants to say it, is in the chat room, as well as our friend, our Canadian friend, our friend from the north, Mojave Musing, our friend Michelle, and Scott. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Lesk or Lesk. I don't know how to pronounce it. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the thing. So let's see here. What do we got going on here? I want Nick to throw a coffee mug at my head in a rage, GGGR style. I don't know what that is, but I'll do it. I've got a coffee mug. I've got many. That is my thing. I go through coffee mugs like you wouldn't believe. Because normally what I'm doing is I'm drinking coffee as I'm trying to work on film snobbery stuff because it keeps me awake. So, let's see here.
You eat the coffee mug.
Mojave said, wait, what? The gig requires pants? The gig does not.
It's because I made a joke in the chat that you can wear shorts because we were talking about that earlier, Nick.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
Jerry's work doesn't like for him to wear shorts, and I don't know if you guys know. I spent a few nights in a hotel room with Jerry. Man's got some sexy calves. Let me tell you.
Thank you. That is why my name is Cav Alero.
Oh shit, he went there. I didn't think I set that up. That was a real softball. I didn't think you were going to swing for the fences on that, but you did. You never
I'm
seemed to.
feeling in the mood for crappy jokes.
You never seem to let me down on that one, Jerry. So let's see. Glengarry, Glenn Ross. Let's see.
I'd rather someone throw coffee mug Big Lebowski style.
Nice. Oh, Glenn. Oh, okay. I didn't know what you. That's what. Yeah, Glenn. Okay, so that's what it was. What was it? Yeah. Ron says next time I need to raise funds, I'm going Kickstarter. He I guess he was a little displeased with the Indiegogo fundraising experience for his film. And I got to tell you, I've told a lot of people, Indiegogo is a great company. I will say though, depending on the amount you need to raise and your existing audience, it can be a tough sell. Indiegogo can be a tough sell. I feel it's a much more I feel it's a superior platform to Kickstarter, but everyone is correct when they do say that you can't deny Kickstarter's reach. I don't know what it is about Indiegogo that they just can't seem to get out of that number 2 spot. I don't think that they deserve to be in that spot. I think that they do a great job. I think they're very nice people. I've never had issues with them. Slav is a cool guy. Danae's really nice, and other people that we know that have worked there seem to be cool peeps. So I understand. I definitely understand when someone says like, I want to raise $30,000, and immediately their first thought is I'm going to Kickstarter. Why? Because they see like 20 projects that just raised $30,000 that go to Kickstarter. I totally get it. Now, it's funny that we're actually talking about this now. There is one thing that I did want to talk about tonight. We do have an Indiegogo Project of the Week, and I'm actually I'm a fan of this. I have been for a long time. These people have actually been long-time supporters of Film Snobbery. They actually, back when we had like our first banner ever, and we were getting it out there, like the little tiny kind of like 125 by 125 ad squares. This company right here, Film and Festivals Magazine, actually they went ahead and they picked us up and they said, hey, yeah, we'd be happy. We love what you're doing, and we would love to promote you guys on our website. It's a digital magazine, and they do print on demand as well. They actually, one of the people who I dealt with the most, Rose Chamberlain, she just recently left to go do, basically she has her own business, and that's growing. She's focusing on that, so that's really cool. But the other gentleman who is part of this is Chris Patmore. I forgot his last name for a second. Chris Patmore. He is he's also a really cool guy. I think he's got some really good ideas for where he wants to take Film and Festivals magazine, and he's got a reasonable goal. He's got a $3,000 goal, and he's got 56 days left. So check these guys out. I mean, for those, I mean, they kind of embody a lot of what we talk about in terms of both, you know, we're in both worlds of the independent film world, and also we deal with a lot of film festivals, which I'm sitting here and I'm trying to plan out like my festival schedule for the rest of the year, and obviously, you know, First Glance is always on our radar. I wouldn't intentionally miss one of their festivals. Sometimes it's tough to get out to one of their locations, but I try to get there when I can. And but you know, we've had invites over to Cincinnati, Sidewalk Film Festival, obviously, you know, Orlando, Staten Island Film Festival, Provincetown. There's so many out there. And the good news is that, you know, Film and Festivals magazine helps cover all those as well, and they do a lot of film stuff like, you know, that I do as well. Again, not competition. I think they complement us really well, because, you know, that we can pull stories from them, they pull stories from us. It's, you know, just everyone's kind of, you know, staying in the loop. So check them out. It's cool stuff. You can check them out at Indiegogo.com. They're Indiegogo.com/film-festivals-magazine. Really easy peasy Japanesey. So check them out there. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm very happy to talk about them. Like I said, they've been huge supporters of us since like day one. How could I not, you know, how could I not chat with them a little bit and promote their stuff? So that's all I got for them. Look, everyone, it's Jerry. I put your little graphic up on the screen so everyone can see your smiling face.
I'm sorry, everyone.
We call him Thumbs Up Jerry. Thumbs up his ass. Let's see. Waterhole Dork says, Jerry, you should change your name to Gary King.
That's a really good idea.
I think so too, right?
I was considering putting Gary King's name on my scripts and sending them out anonymously through fake emails. But I have a feeling that could bite me in the ass, because then he'd end up getting the deal.
I think that...
I know Gary. He's stone cold. He'd be like, yeah, I wrote that. I'm kidding.
Nice. I think what we should do is if any of these people in our chat room wanted to call in, if you asked me who was the person I wanted to call in the most at this point, I gotta tell you, I would say it would be Michelle. I don't think we've really heard. She's called in once, hasn't she? Am I the only one who's spacing on that? Am I wrong? Did she call in once?
She called in. Yeah.
She's called in. Yeah. She should call in again, and so should Devin. Devin is awesome, and so should. Let's see. Pretty much everyone should call in, but you know, we don't want to have a.
She wrote, but I am not a filmmaker.
Yes, but today is...
That doesn't matter.
Exactly. Today is a fan day. You don't have to be a filmmaker. Anyone can call in today and talk about what is important to them in their movie making or movie watching experience. So, you know, people talk about the people that are inspiring you in independent film right now. Talk about, you know, which I know you'd be talking about me a lot, but I mean, you know, come on, we can get off of me for a little bit. Let's talk about Jerry a little bit.
And for the audience.
Well, oh, she says, hold on, but I'm not. The show is about filmmakers. The show is about independent film, and there are many aspects of independent film, and the viewer is an important part of that. Think of it as a way to get feedback on a film, or as get feedback from a viewer about their particular tastes. You know, it's basically almost like free. What do you call that? It's free market testing for filmmakers. You know, if we have fans of film that call in, you know, then we, you know, the filmmakers get a better idea of who's out there and what they're watching. So, see, I can spin this. So, let's see, who else? Here's a question. How difficult is it to try to raise funds outside of crowdfunding for a web series? It depends. I'll answer Ron's question. It depends on how, obviously, how large your social circle is. I think someone else kind of mentioned that in the chat room as well. I think it also matters, how well you get out there and market it. I mean, Indiegogo and Kickstarter both are nice because they provide the platform. In any other sense, you have to provide the platform and the hits. I mean, if you look at a Kickstarter and they have hundreds of thousands of hits a day, does your site have that? And can you kind of can you keep up with that kind of can you generate that kind of traffic? So it's you're the one who has to generate the excitement. You don't have the luxury of being featured or included in an email list or included on a show like this unless you specifically ask. So, I mean, there are advantages and disadvantages. I mean, I think a very good, web series, I know it's not a web series, but I mean a good example of someone who's been trying to do it on their own without really going the Kickstarter Indiegogo route is 80 Lane with, was it Attack of the Not Quite Dead or whatever the hell I can't remember the name of it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Invasion of the Not Quite Dead.
Yeah, something like that. So, Madeline on a park bench. No, I have not seen that. Filmmaking is a huge, all-encompassing monstrosity. Yes, it is. Let's see here. I got a few to call in. I did a review about it. Blah. Let's see here. Kickstarter. I can't have my project on the feature until the last day and a half. Yeah, but I bet that, this is from Scott, it says Kickstarter didn't have my project on the featured until the last day and a half. But I bet that sense of urgency helped a great deal in getting your project funded, promoted, whatever. So, what was your feeling about that?
He's not on the call right now.
Right. I know. I'm asking the audience.
Okay, I'm just saying. The way you said it, I was like, do I answer or are you asking people?
Pete, by the way, I also just saw the biggest ant I've ever seen in my life just crawl past me. And I'm not going to lie.
That's our guest.
It could be, dude. It was huge. It was large. That's one of the other things I hate about...
Hey, what's your favorite movie? Arachnophobia.
I will say I'm not a fan of insects and bugs and other cephalopod things. I don't even know what a cephalopod is, but I don't like things that are go clickety-clickety in the night. I just don't like that stuff.
Scott said he raised $5,000 in the last day, so it was a pretty crazy finish.
I can imagine. Hey, I just got a, let's see here. Let's see. It looks like maybe Devin might call in. Perhaps, mayhaps.
Did you check your email?
Did I check my email?
He asked you to check his email before.
He really?
Yeah, but earlier in the chat he said check your email.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hard for me to check my email when I'm here. Okay. So he says, okie dokie, let me put on headphones. So it looks like we'll be having a caller in a moment. I'm very happy about that. I also, for those of you who, I really like his status on Skype. He says, pancakes. I'm going to take that as it's a cabin fever.
Yeah,
reference.
I'm thinking that too. He's big on horror, so I would assume that it's cabin fever.
I am very excited. Oh, by the way, that's something else. Yeah, so something else I have to promote real quick. Hold on a second, Jerry. One other thing I gotta promote. I'm gonna be moderating the Script Chat folks over in Twitter. They're doing a movie night, and they asked me to moderate. We're gonna be talking about Pulp Fiction. And it's kind of fortuitous because it's also right around the same time that the Miramax catalog is actually going to be released for Netflix Instant Watch streaming. I can't get that all out for some reason. I turned into William Shatner and an Adam Daniel Mazet for a second, but far less creepy. So,
I've got news for you all.
I've got news for you all. I was like, what?
They have asked me to speak. Or them.
Yeah. Be like, I loved you in, hold on a second, what do we got here? Let's see, add to conference. Let's see. Is this Mr. Devin Watson?
This is.
Holy shit. Very nice to have you again on the show, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back.
Good, man. What have you been up to? You got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I've been helping out. I know you've probably been following, what's her name? MJ's Line. That's what she goes by on Twitter.
Yeah.
With the saving and all that. I currently have a huge stack of DVD blanks with bubble mailers, inserts, and cases sitting on my table in the kitchen, and I'm going to be making some stuff, some copies of her film for her to send out to all of her, all the people who crowdfunded it, and also I've got a batch of 25 of the student shorts for the Seattle. It's called Stiff.
Oh, the Seattle, is it the Seattle Independent Film Festival or Seattle something or other?
Yeah, the Seattle's True Independent Film Festival, that's what it's called, yeah.
There you go. Now, if you get an award there, is it a stiffy?
I don't know. If you're a woman, does that work? How does that work?
Well, I think it's even more flattering depending on how big the award is.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm getting into the duplication business, I guess, and sending all that stuff out. It was a real eye-opener trying to figure out just per unit costs for things at low volume versus, she wanted to go to one of the big pressing houses, and most of them don't really do anything below 1,000.
Right.
I said, well, all I need is 50. I said, well, here's how you can do it, this way. It's kind of like halfway between doing it with the big professional pressing house versus just doing it yourself with paper labels. We're kind of halfway between that. And I actually did go look up all the equipment required. Low end is like $1,300 just to get a decent duplicator with a professional printer system that actually will print right on the disc, the top of the disc for you.
Yep.
And up to like $20,000, which will do something like 300 discs in an hour.
Yeah, I mean, in your case, time is not necessarily the enemy here. I mean, you can get something that does like 6 discs an hour, and that doesn't really matter too much. But I understand the expenses it is expensive. I would definitely check out like if you are so inclined, check out like uline.com. Yeah, we checked them out for stuff for bubble mailers and stuff like that. By the way, one other thing I wanted to tell you is, since you were the first brave soul to call in, I'm actually, because no good deed goes unpunished, I'm actually going to hit you up with a year subscription to Movie Maker Magazine. How's them apples?
Cool.
Yeah, that's courtesy of, you can thank Bill Ostroff over there at First Glance Film over the First Glance Film Festivals, because he's the one who's actually hooking you up. I'm just a facilitator. I'm like the bag man.
All right.
So,
cool.
yeah, so what you're going to do is just email me your, I think I might have them anyway, but email me again your details, name, address, phone number, the whole niners, and I'll get that over to Bill, and we'll get you a subscription. How do you like that? Good?
That's cool.
All right, then. See, now folks, don't you other people out there wish that you were the first people to call in? See, you get some free stuff. That's how we roll here. So, and by the way, I want to mention everyone, the deadlines for First Glance Film Festival for their without a box deadlines are coming up. So, June 14th, I believe. I have to go back in my notes. That was a few shows ago. Let's see here. June, hold on. Here we go. Yes, the without a box deadline is June 14th. So you guys gotta hurry up there. So costs a little bit extra, but let me tell you, one of the best film festivals I've been to in my career. So I would definitely I'd give it a flatter. So what else is going on, man?
Well, let's see. Some of the stuff I just emailed you was username and password, so you can log in and download the latest build of Pre-Producer.
Yeah. Now, if you guys out there haven't checked out Pre-Producer, holy shit. When I first saw it, I was blown away. I was like, this guy's going to be a goddamn millionaire.
I don't know if they'll be a millionaire, but I just want to make sure, I want to try and fix things that I think are broken
Yes. There's a
in the current, way they currently are.
well, I got to tell you, and even the things that are broken are fairly obscure at this point, sir. Because even in the early build that I was checking out, or the earlier build, I don't know how early that actually was. It had its shit together a bit. I mean, there was some crashes, but I mean, when it worked fairly well. So, of course, the material I was importing into it was the script for Get Stuck. So, I mean, I only could work with the shit that I was given, but.
That's probably why it crashed.
That's probably it. The curse of Caballero.
Actually, it's a lot more, let's say, resilient and more forgiving of mistakes.
Nice. Actually, I think that would make a good movie, Jerry. I think what you need to do is you need to take your imminent, your interminable life failures, and you need to turn that into a script. There's just about a guy who just doesn't succeed at anything.
That sounds about right.
That really does. And then his name is Aquaman.
It's kind of like when Homer poured milk on cereal and it caught on fire.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Nice Simpsons reference. I'm digging it. So, so pre-producer. I mean, is that available publicly yet? I mean, can people go and download that if they were to go, or anything like that? Or what's the plan?
Well, it's still in beta right now, but I've expanded the beta out. Believe it or not, MJ's been really helpful with me with that. She's actually kind of taken up the reins and helped organize people who wanted to beta test it, and I'm keeping all of the contact details together and set that stuff up.
Nice
The
work.
only thing everybody is pretty much universally asked, though, is when the Mac version is coming out.
Oh, and is there an answer for that?
Yeah, she's actually swapped out. She went and got a PC, a laptop, and now is sending me her old Mac to use, so I can actually just port it over to that and using her old Mac. Which, like, okay, I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
Heck yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it should be pretty easy to port it. I'm hoping it is. I'm guessing it'll probably take a couple of days to get it just completely moved over, but we'll see. I'm hoping probably by early to mid-June to have a Mac version ready as well.
Excellent. I'm excited about that. Because I know, I mean, obviously, there's a very good, deal of filmmakers out there who are, they're all Mac users because everyone wants to use Final Cut. Although, I'll be honest, I'm the first person to say, Sony Vegas Pro, come on, people, give it a try. For all you PC people, give it a give it a little bit, little bit of loving. Come on, it makes Blu-ray discs too, which you can't do on your precious little Macs. I had a long conversation with someone recently about like the cult of Mac and how it's just like anything I ever wanted to do, I could do on a PC for probably cheaper and faster. And it's just more of a it's a lifestyle, and I respect that type of marketing. I really do. But yeah, it's kind of funny. So that's cool. We have to have MJ on the show sometime. We gotta have her on.
Well, you know what? I'm actually chatting with her on Skype right now. I'm going to see if I can get her on, too.
Nice. There's a fly right in front of me, and I'm trying. That son of a bitch just ducked me. Come on, fly.
Too many bugs in the studio.
Dude, that is the downside of shooting in a garage. Is there's every manner of creepy crawly in the freaking world in here.
Also the temperature inside.
The temperature is a little warm at the moment. It's a humid 75 degrees outside right now, and I've also got 3 lights pointed at me. So it's equaling about, let's see, that's 1,500, that's another 1,500. So that's 3,000, probably about 3,200 watts or something like that. That's a lot of wattage. So yeah, FilmSnobbery citronella candle. See, look at Bill. Bill's always trying to figure out the angle. Bill, First Glance Film. I love it. And then Mojo said that they'd like to come on and chat a little bit about what they're doing. We could probably make that happen if you're still here. It looks like Mojo has disappeared in the shadows, but maybe they'll come back. I'm very excited to have... Oh, looks like we got more people calling in. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Did I miss the darn call?
That should have been MJ, I think.
It should have been. Have her try again. I may have screwed that up. Let's see. Right now, everyone is... See, we're both on FilmSnobbery. She called into the number, so that could have gone into the other thing. Let's see. Here we go. Answer. Hello there.
Hello?
Hello. Welcome to FilmSnobbery Live.
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Loud.
Hold on. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Hey, this is MJ Slide, and
Hello.
Devin said I should get on.
Yes, absolutely. We've been wanting to have you on the show. How are you?
Good, how about you?
I am doing just ducky now that I have a woman on this show, a woman who isn't Jerry. So,
Yeah.
thank you for joining. What have you been up to lately?
Oh, lots of stuff. Been keeping busy, obviously, working really hard to get the Saving My Debut short film to the Seattle True Independent Film Festival, which is very exciting. It's taking place, the screening is on June 10th, so working hard to get that there and all that pulled together, and really just to be able to represent the first ever student block that
Nice.
STIF is having. So there's like 8 films that are going to be showing, which is very cool.
Cool. Now, what exactly are you doing to kind of prepare? Do you have like a full-on like media blitz that you plan on doing for your part of it, or what's your plan?
Yeah, that's actually me and the director of the student block, Daniel Hoyes, who is an absolutely fantastic guy. You can find him on Twitter and Facebook. We've kind of teamed up to represent the whole student block. It started out as, I live in South Carolina, so obviously Seattle is a bit far away. So I was like,
Right.
I really want to be able to attend the West Coast premiere of my film. So I was like, okay, screw it. I'm gonna do an Indiegogo campaign. So I raised $1,300 to get me and the film there, and we had enough funding left over that I'm basically being able to pull together a lot of PR and everything for the whole student block itself to be able to represent all the other films there. So that's really what me and David are working on right now, is just want to hit up newsprint and just the different media outlets within Seattle to bring both press for STIF and just all these student filmmakers from all over the United States as individuals to show, hey, we're the next generation of filmmakers, and we mean business, and we take what we are and we take what we do very seriously, and we put our heart and our souls into it.
Nice, excellent, and I like that you're doing a campaign to get over there. We did something similar to get myself and FilmSnobbery, of course, over to South by Southwest, in March. So, and we did go. So, I mean, we were successful in that regard. We didn't actually make the goal, but we were close enough. Close enough as much as like I could afford the sleaziest hotel on the corner of Mug Whitey and Stab Whitey. It was bad, but the festival was great. And would this be your first festival experience of like all time?
My first really legitimate one. There was a fantastic but smaller festival in Atlanta, Georgia, held by the Love It School.
Gotcha.
And they're based out in Paces Ferry, and it was a great experience. Me and several of the cast and crew drove down there for the evening, and were able to screen to like 400 plus people. So that was a neat experience. Got to talk a little bit about the film, and the Saving also made it into Ego Fest, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with or
Of
not.
course we know Ego Fest up in Brainerd.
Yeah, Phil Hallbrook and his gang.
Yep. We're very familiar with all those folks. They are long time friends of and family of FilmSnobbery. We've had Phil Phil on a couple of times. We've had King as a Fink that they've been working with him on Tilt. We've had them on. They were writers for us for a long time. They did a little column called Peep Show, which you could still see in our archives. It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And so the Sammy made it into that. I really wanted to go. It was actually kind of for selfish reasons, because I was like, oh great, my film screen there, but there are also all of these amazing people who I've talked to on Twitter for like a year and a half, and now I actually would like to meet them. So hopefully next year, the gang will come back together and we can have a Twitter reunion and be able to attend that.
Nice.
But those are the Lovett's been the official one, the first one that I actually got to attend, but Steph will be the one that feels definitely more legitimate, because just with all the build-up and everything and all the different people we've been able to recruit to come to the screening, and just from all the people that on Twitter and who are excited about it, and it's just been really neat. It's been a long haul and still got a couple of weeks to pull some stuff together, but I've actually, probably my favorite part about it is I'm coming to the festival loaded down with some ridiculously amazing swag. So,
swag. I'm a fan of swag at film festivals, to the point where I do take too much and then end up carrying just tons of shit. But that's why I always carry a messenger bag with me, because I can always just load that puppy up and then I'll go dump it all in my car later, or at the hotel, and then I'll just keep going. That's good. What kind of swag you bringing? Obviously, you're gonna bring DVDs.
Yeah, we're going to do DVDs. Yep. We got that. And then I was talking with Sherry Candler, which obviously I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with.
We're familiar.
She's amazing. And I was talking to her, and I was like, okay, I want your honest-to-God opinion as a marketer and everything. How much of the swag that people give you at festivals do you actually keep? She's like, 3/4 of it I throw away.
Really?
Like, I don't need another T-shirt. I don't need another hat that has a lame visor. She was actually really blunt about the whole thing, which was very helpful. It was kind of a reality check, because there were a lot of things on there that I was like, yeah.
You know what though? It's funny. I don't think that represents the majority opinion. I mean, you look at me. I literally live on a wall of swag back here. I love me some T-shirts. And the only problem I have most of the time with film festivals or conventions and stuff like that is that I'm a 2 or 3XL kind of guy. And a lot of people don't make shirts in my size, or they don't bring the shirts in my size. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that could be tough. I had one guy when I was at South by Southwest. I said, hey, do you have any 2XL? And the guy said, sure. And he handed me 2 XL shirts. And I was like, you're a smartass, aren't you? And I'm like, you know what? I'm taking both your shirts anyway.
I will hang them on my wall and then laugh at you.
Exactly. But, but I like all the swag, and I do hold on to it. I mean, there was one very memorable piece of swag that I still have that I haven't opened, and I have it kind of on display-ish. It's out, and it's a pair of plastic vampire fangs from Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Undead. And the plastic fangs came in like a little plastic bag that was branded with, like a cardboard top, like stapled top, like you would find at like a 5-cent store. 5-cent store, like I'm that old. The dollar store, let's say, and it has their logo and all that other kind of stuff on it. It was really cool. I dug it. And then I've got canvas bags and I got posters and what else? I've got. I know I've got a whole bunch of other shit too that's just hanging around all over the place. It's my collection. And I know Jerry is very similar with that too, because Jerry is a pack rat and he holds on to everything. He will go to like comic book conventions and other things. He will bring backpacks inside of backpacks inside of backpacks so he can fill them all up and then haul them all back home to Staten Island. So yeah, I can see Sherry. I mean, she's a little older, so maybe she doesn't see the and also she's been around. She does a lot of traveling, so she probably she's one of those people who travels very light. I think that maybe the average person, I mean, postcards and things that are made to be disposable are going to get thrown away eventually. It's kind of like a birthday card. You got maybe like 1 to 2 weeks that you hold on to it just so you don't, if the person who gave it to you happens to see it, you don't hurt their feelings.
Well, either that or you have a mother who's like, oh, do you still have that birthday card I gave you when I was 8? And now I do, because they're all in a box in my office. So I can be like, yes, Mom, I do have that birthday card that you gave me when I was 8.
Yeah, I don't.
And,
she's lucky if she gets to the day after.
the other thing was, and I wanted to do something that was a little bit different as far as my approach. So me and Daniel got together and we were rethinking the approach. Sherry mentioned that one of the things that she did keep was this really cool water bottle that she got there. And I was like, okay, let me think of something that we could do. So I found these really nice stainless steel water bottles on Closeout that came like on these straps with carabiners on the end that you can just snap onto your bag and everything.
Nice.
And you could get those personalized, and they were all on Closeout, so they were like half the what they should have been. And so what I wanted to do, instead of just making it about my film, since we were representing the whole student block, I just got a pretty simple, I just wrote I Heart Indie Film on the bottle. And then below it, and this was another insight on Sherry's part that I thought was really nice of her. She's like, include a QR code, which, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a QR code is or not.
I certainly am, but for the people that are out there who don't, I mean, I've got a smartphone. I know what a QR code is, but for those of the audience who don't know what a QR code is, feel free to explain. And
basically, a QR code is just it's like a two-dimensional code that you can use a scanner on your smartphone, and it'll automatically pull up the URL that the QR code was designed for.
Yep.
So I went and bought the URL for my website and my blog and everything, and then created a QR code for that. So anyone who scans that water bottle with their iPhone or their BlackBerry or whatever will instantly have access to my website, which will have all of the information for my film. But I wanted to do something that was universal enough where even if the people don't have a QR code scanner or whatever, that person walking by will be like, oh, that person's a fan of indie film. I wonder what that's all about. I need to know what I got to do to get my hands on one of those, because I would put that. I got a space for that right here next to Darth Vader on the desk here. I do. I got a really nice space for that right here, and as you can see, I'm drinking water and other things on the show all the time. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I got $1 in my pocket right now. I don't know what it's gonna cost, but we ordered 50 of them.
50.
So.
Oh, I'm screwed. Yeah. I'm screwed. Those are going fast. I don't have a prayer.
And there have been a lot of people that are like, hey, so how can we get in on those bottles? But I could send you one of the bona fide stickers that also.
I am a fan of stickers as well.
Yes.
As we can see.
I have a weakness. For stickers. And I was like, we're so getting stickers for this, and I don't care if anyone else doesn't like stickers.
Stickers. No, I am a fan of, I like stickers, but I'm also a big fan of pins. I like on my messenger bag, I've got, if any of you guys have ever seen me out in public, first thing you would say is, wow, he's a lot fatter in person. And then the other thing you would say after that is, wow, he has a lot of pins on his messenger bag.
And that was one of the things I actually went and ordered. I went and ordered Tyler Weaver, who's in charge of Liz Van Pow.
Yeah, no, he and I just went out for beers, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going out again next week, I think. He and I, and I also just hung out with Jed Hamill and Mark Lewis and a bunch of other people. So I mean, yeah, and Tyler he said he's my new East Coast brother.
Nice. So I ordered one of his with Van Pow buttons, and then I ordered one of Lucas McNally's Year Without Rent. So I'm going to be able to slap those on my messenger bag before I go out to Seattle, so I could be like, yeah, I know these people and they're cool.
Yes, and then everyone else is going to go, who?
Yeah. They'll be like, well, the indie film community knows what I'm talking about.
every time I go anywhere and I do something for Film Snobbery, I always have to make the introduction where I'm just like, hi, my name is Nick Baisley and I'm with FilmSnobbery.com. Now, all of you don't know what the hell that is, so if you'll allow me to explain what it is I do here.
Well, that and like it's hilarious because I think that's half the reason I wanted to go with something so like. Just so simple as I Heart Indie Film, because it's one of these things where it'll get people asking, okay, what the heck is indie film? Like,
Exactly.
and because honestly, when I'm like, so have you guys seen an indie film? And they're like, yeah, you mean like Juno or 500 Days of Summer? And I'm like, no.
Nice.
No. I'm like, no, that's no. They wish they were indie films.
They're not. No. That's like when people tell me that Super was an independent film. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't an independent film. Like, it might have gotten Ted Hope's nod, but, you know,
Yeah.
that doesn't really count. That would...
You're my new best friend, by the way.
I'm not razzing on Ted or anything. He's got a great website. But it's like, yeah, they don't, and it's just a lack of exposure, and it's just funny because people are like, yeah, you should check out my Netflix queue. I totally watch indie films, and like...
Yeah, look, let me tell you people out there right now, if you do want to watch some quality independent films, you don't go over to Netflix. You got to go on over to IndiePix and check out their IndiePix Unlimited. And yes, I'm turning this completely into an ad right now because they totally are a sponsor right now, and I'm going to tell you... guys. Oh, totally shameless plug. But let me tell you guys, I don't mind shilling for them because I have a subscription. I've seen their movies. The service is quality. And quite frankly, I mean, you go look at independent film and you'll look up independent movies in Netflix and the choices are really sad. And then you have... you go to a very good or very other true independent film site like IndieFlix, and I love the people over at IndieFlix, but they have a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's just and quite frankly, it's hard to navigate too. And I have issues with it, and not with the people and the service they're providing. I think that they do a great job for filmmakers. I really, really do on the back end, but the front end could use some work. IndiePix Unlimited really does have a good selection of films so far. I know for a fact they're adding a ton more shortly. They're really just kind of. They just launched it. It's ramping up, and I know that they've got a bunch of stuff kind of in the queue that's coming. So I've had extensive conversations with one of the people over there, and knowing what they did, because I said, look, if I'm going to devote airtime to this, if I'm going to devote website space, if any of you guys can see, we have a IndiePix Unlimited banner below there. Which, by the way, if you click on that and sign up, we do get a little nod for that. So please feel free. So. There you go. So
there goes the shameless plug.
There goes the shame. So do it.
And actually, I'm on their site now because I was looking in. It's kind of funny because there's a running joke in my house because I pretty much have an obsession with Doctor Who and Battlestar Galactica right now.
Oh my God, you are my new best friend because we have had so many Doctor Who conversations.
And Twin Peaks. So we'll just throw all those in there.
I feel bad. I've never seen Twin Peaks. I feel bad, and it's only because I want to see the pilot first, and you can't get the pilot anywhere.
No, you can't, and it really bothered me because I felt like I was starting. I just felt cut off, and it really like the only way I saw the pilot was like, and I didn't see it, but I read about it, and I was like, this doesn't count. So I'm really, it's funny because I'm the one in my household paying for Netflix. And my brother's like, I'm watching all of these obscure Japanese films, and I'm like, that's great. But I'm looking into it, and I want to be able to do something like IndieFlix, and not IndieFlix, but
IndiePix.
Yeah, IndiePix. Darn, get all the words mixed up.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of indie, this, that, and the other thing out there. But, if you want the Netflix of independent film, you got to go to IndiePixUnlimited.com. Oh, shit, I am a smooth, suave mofo tonight. No, I'm kidding.
That was a fantastic segue. I gotta give you some props for that. He's like, let's see, I really should start, like, a shameless plug counter. Like, I think for every episode, you should just have one on the side and be like, click, Okay, this is how much money you owe me.
The funny part is I can totally do that. I have the software and the ability to do that. I actually did have a something I wanted to do. There was a contest I wanted to have at some point, but I just don't know how. I haven't figured out the what do you call it, the rules for it yet, where it was basically like a stump the snob type of situation, and where it would be me versus a guest for like 5 questions or something, and then we would keep a running tally up on the screen and stuff like that, and there would be a prize involved of some sort. Or
are you smarter than the snob or whatever?
And let me tell you, most people are. Okay.
It's very funny because they're very specialized. Like, you could pretty much ask me any question about any episode of Firefly or Serenity and in the movie, and I would be like, bam, 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 yes, this was shot here and there, and this one person did this. But if you asked me, like, anything else, I would be like, yeah, I know this, and that's it.
Bill at first glance is telling me I use his tagline. I've been saying, I'm telling him right now, I've been saying that for weeks. Bill likes to give me a hard time. Him and I had a good chat last night. Bill's a good guy. If I will say, MJ, if you haven't checked out the First Glance Film Festival, and I'm not saying this because they pay me, even though they do, but
where's the counter?
They haven't paid me this year. Let's put it that way. But no, honestly, I really enjoyed that. Them and
I checked out the online First Glance Film Festival because I was watching Drift, a film by Jim. Now the name's gonna fall out of my head, but he's a filmmaker out of Chicago who's a friend of King is a Fink.
Okay.
And so I watched several films on there. I actually really wish I would have watched a lot more. But it was a neat. Their online festival is really cool.
Yeah, and they've got tons more stuff going on. They've got some live screening stuff going on, and they've got they're working in association with Showbiz, and they've got some great stuff going on. And Bill's always got his hands deep in the world of what we're doing here, and he thankfully has the track record. I mean, First Glance Film Festivals, has been around for 15, 16 years now or something like that. So yeah, he's got the track record, and it's tough out there. It's tough for any film festival to survive 1 year, much less 10 or 15. So he's doing something right. And another one I'd recommend is New Hampshire, and I have no other affiliation. I spoke there last year. That was the only affiliation I had, but it's just, for me, it's really still kind of local because I'm here in the Northeast. But the atmosphere is about as close to Park City as you can get without having to be surrounded by all those Mormons. So
you're terrible. Oh my God.
So
all the Mormons and all the morons. How about that?
I really want to see the Mormon the musical or the Broadway show for the guys from South Park did.
Oh God!
I totally want to see that. I'm gonna go down. When I'm done here with the show, I'm gonna go online to the I think it's SouthParkStudios.com. I'm gonna go download the soundtrack to it because they've got it up for free right now. And I just want to see if I dig the soundtrack, chances are I'll really dig the show.
Nuts. Yeah, so basically I got on here because Devin Watson told me I should come, and he was chatting up pre-producer, and
yeah.
I don't know how much were you guys able to talk about that before I came in?
We talked about how there's a new beta out right now, and we talked about how it's getting closer and closer, and that your guys are going to start trying to port the Mac version over soon. And I just checked my email on my phone, and I actually have a link for the beta, and
very cool.
Yes, which I've been using it for a while now anyway, just kind of checking it out. So I'm very, very excited. Do you have anything more to add to that?
Besides the fact that I was like, I just think it's really cool that Devin's kind of let me in on the little secret and all that jazz. And I did an interview on my blog, I think it was like 2 months ago, about pre-producer just to get a little bit more exposure for the project. And I just think it's neat that for me, pre-producer is one of these things that just captures the spirit of what independent film is all about anyways. Mm-hmm. We see a gap and we fill it.
I agree.
We fill it ourselves, and we don't wait around for other people to do it. It's like, and there was actually a story Lucas McNally was telling about he was in Seattle on a shoot for this for Summer Home, and the DP didn't have the, now the word is going to fall from my head, of course, but basically the thing that secures filters onto the ends of lenses.
Oh,
so the
right.
guy was literally holding it in place himself. And that's kind of, for me, that just captures what a lot of, we do it, we make it happen. And the fact that Devin he's able to use the programming skills that he had before he got into filmmaking to do something that really just streamlines the whole process and really takes away a lot of the grunt work is a huge deal, because breaking down a script is just no fun.
No.
I did it for like a 12-page short for The Saving, and I was like, I'm just gonna shoot myself. Like, oh my god, I hate this.
But then I'm guessing you took it, you imported it into pre-producer, and it was like, oh, all of my pre-production work is basically done now.
Well, but the thing about it was pre-producer, I didn't have pre-producer then. So now the feature film that me and a friend are working on that we're going to shoot next summer between the shorts that we've got now, that's like that I'm working off of that. Like I'm so excited to really get this thing running and going. And the thing about it was when I was working on The Saving and everything, I was looking into buying Gorilla, because everyone was like, well, this is the software that's out on the market.
Yep.
So I pulled up the trial, and I was instantly overwhelmed. I'm like, this is just complicated, and it basically just, I had steam coming out my ears after a while, and I was just like, whatever, this is not even worth my time. So obviously I didn't drop the $400 for the program.
Right.
And then pre-producer came along, and I guess for me it's one of these things where Devin's a filmmaker.
Right.
And having it from a filmmaker's perspective, where he's both a filmmaker and a programmer, he can streamline the process, make it simple but effective, and really be able to convey it to the people who aren't seasoned line producers, who are just starting out, but want a program that really helps their production come along so that each department can do what they need to do to make the final product as best as it possibly can be. And the fact that he does have both perspectives, I think, is what makes his product unique. And I just think it's refreshing because I hate Excel.
We all hate Excel.
I know. I can't. My producer, where I was pulling together some of we did a campaign, an Indiegogo campaign for The Saving, so I'm getting all the backer information. She sent me an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm like, I hate these things. So bad. And she's like, it's all there, and I'm like, whatever. And but yeah, I really, and this just sounds like one gigantic shameless plug for
The Saving?
for Devin.
Oh.
And The Saving. But I'm a producer, so what can I say? But just the fact that I really want to be able to support this, and I want it to be able to get out there where, like, not just the indie film community on Twitter or Facebook knows about it, where
Right.
even people who aren't can have access to the software and be able to make better films because all the information is there and it's organized. Because I feel like a lot of times that's kind of the bane of filmmaking, because they're like, oh, we'll just take a shortcut here, here, and here, and then all basically the shit hits the fan.
Yes.
And then they don't know where anything is, and everyone's blaming everybody. And it would just been like, hey, if you had locked yourself in a room for a weekend and broken down the script, and then put it in Reddit Excel sheets, you wouldn't have these problems. But now you don't have to do it because you have pre-producer.
Yep.
So yes, there we go, Devin. Shameless, lots of shameless plugging. But I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be really cool, and I'm excited about being able to send the Mac his way.
Nice.
So he can get all that code figured out.
Now, the thing that he didn't tell you though was he's not actually going to go and code with it. He's going to feature it in a new episode of Will It Blend, and that was the part I think that it was lost. And maybe it was a Skype issue or.
Okay. Everything is coming to light now.
There you go. No. Excellent, guys.
If I keep get ported, then it's just going right in Blender. So.
Well, I know we have I know we have some other people that want to call in too. You guys got anything else you want to share with us, or you gonna hang out here and? How do you want to go? I don't know. It's my show. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing now.
Actually, I don't know if Devin's okay with it. I should probably bail so that he can give me the tour and everything of the new build and all that jazz.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna bail out. But thanks for having me. I've had a great time.
No, thank you. You'll have to tell us how Seattle went.
Oh, I definitely will. I think I'll be tweeting up a storm for sure. But hopefully I'll be able to vlog and everything while I'm there, and you guys get to be introduced to a lot of really neat filmmakers that I'm going to be able to meet there.
Nice. Well, why don't you give the website a plug while you're at it?
My website?
Yeah, your website. No, why don't we go just AOL.com? How about that? We'll just,
No, I was thinking I know I'm not going to give his website a plug because...
What, because fuck him? No.
No, it's Junking Films, J-U-N-K, Ink, I-N-K, like stuff you get all over your hands, and then films.com.
Gotcha.
So that's my website, and designing a new logo and everything, so that'll be neat to be able to reveal that. But,
awesome.
Yeah, so very cool, and I'm happy to be on here and kind of a spontaneous interview of sorts, but always the best
Hi,
guy.
this is Brian, a.k.a. Lord Bronco.
Hey, Lord Bronco, how you doing? Just
I'm good.
give us 1 second here. We're just wrapping up with what we got going on with these other nice people here.
I'm patient.
Awesome. So yeah, this is nice. We've actually got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 people now on here, and it's not confusing at all. So I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, MJ Slide and Devin Watson. So let's I guess give them a hand as they get the fuck out of here. And
MJ, roll.
Absolutely. And then everyone, Lord Bronco. All right. So what do you got going on, sir?
Well, I actually got to hang out with Lucas McNelly this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and it was cool. He's a very nice house guest.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I've met him. He's a really nice guy.
I know, and he's kind of taller than you'd imagine. So it was a nice weekend. He needed some downtime. I don't need to go on and on about it. He got his first hater on some other forum, and everybody's just like, what? Which is funny.
Yeah.
He has a new thing that he isn't sponsoring, but he is actually distributing his film on Dynamo, which is this new thing, and we're all worried about video on demand distribution.
Yeah, I'm actually very familiar with Dynamo. They were at the not the conversation, the one that was at the new school. Jerry, help me out here. Oh no, it was the conversation. Sorry, it was the one I spoke at. It was the conversation in New York at Columbia 2 years ago. I was there and I saw I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I saw one of the guys from Dynamo presenting, and I think it's a great platform. The only thing that I'm always concerned with in terms of exposure for filmmakers is not only on the front side, where with what you can do with it, but also on the back side, so you can know what the hell's been done with it. And that was a conversation him and I were actually having on Twitter earlier today. Lucas and I were having on Twitter a little bit. Yeah. What's your take on it? I mean, how do you like Dynamo?
I haven't tried it out yet, and Lucas actually had the CEO who was like, okay, we're not really idiots, so we will. Anyway, he got some good follow-up, some good customer service, and I don't mean to speak for Lucas at all.
Right.
So he's just rolled out his one of his first 3 movies, and we don't know, because everybody in the indie film community is going to video on demand. Mm-hmm. There's other options like iTunes, stuff like that. Most of it. I don't mean to harp about it too much.
No, but the money is shit. Let's be honest. The money on Amazon and the money on Netflix and even iTunes is shit. And comparatively speaking, of what you're getting versus what you're selling it for. And then on top of that, the reporting is absolutely god awful. If you guys out there want to know the real skinny on reporting practices for a lot of these things, well, first of all, you could talk to Bill Ostroff here at First Glance Film in the chat room, but also talk to John Paul Rice and his experiences with 1 Hour Fantasy Girl. That guy's got a lot of really interesting stories. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. The Dynamo split is better, 70% towards the director or the producer or whatever. That sounds too good to be true, but at the same time, Lucas just rolled it out to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I don't sit here speaking for Lucas. Other things, Vampire Mob just wrapped.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Very happy about that.
I'm totally happy about that. Anthony Ad Lane, just got back from New York City on 2 weeks, and he's totally happy.
Cool.
And he made his flight back, and that's good. It was so good to hear MJ Slide on this program. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to have her back another time when it's a little more structured, so that we can chat a little bit more about everything that she's got going on, not just kind of the little thing, because I found her taste to be intriguing, and her kind of take on it as a someone who's working in the in doing what she's doing with her film and all that, and the film festival route and all that. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and let's see, moving along, Extreme Indie, I just got a tweet from them. It was awesome to hear back from them. I think that's a great project. They're moving along.
Yep. I got a tweet from Oklahoma Ward earlier tonight where he said they want to be. He wants to be on next Thursday.
Cool.
Maybe we'll see if we can make that happen. He said he's going to bring the beer, so I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm all for it.
I say this on Twitter all the time, but the NASA videos that they're putting out right now on this final mission are kick-ass. They're very trippy.
Yep.
And then I wanted to move along to, there's a great article posted by the guy from Finland who made Iron Sky. And this article is blowing everybody's minds because he's doing crowdsourcing and crowdfunding and product placement. I don't know. It was a truly epic video that's kind of ambiguous, but the trailers are epic. So he got $7.5 million to make it, mostly via state funds. And it's about Nazis attacking from the moon and blah, blah, blah. And there's been a whole problem where people are trying to do crowd funding. Mm-hmm. And it's just a thing everybody's been grappling with. Sherry Candler, Jeff Steele, I'm not an expert, all kinds of film courage people, and we're trying to figure out if it's even doable. And it ends up, it's kind of gnarly in the United States because the Security and Exchange Commission, right now it's illegal.
Yeah.
Out of country, it's fine, but it's a great video to see this guy. I think that guy was about 2 years ahead of everybody, but I don't want to harp on and on about that, but it's just something we're thinking about. I'm not here to just promote everybody, but there's a very interesting campaign called Zero Charisma. It's a comedy out of Austin.
Yeah, we actually we featured their campaign a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah, very familiar with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I paid in as a dwarf, $25. And they're going to be a very successful campaign.
Yep.
And the weirdest thing, and this is, I guess, the final point, is that Indiegogo versus Kickstarter. Mm. And I sat around with Lucas talking about this, and it was fun to talk to him. And it's an approach conflict, apples versus oranges. And I have noticed that recently Indiegogo has lit up in the last month.
Yeah, I agree.
They have funded a whole bunch of campaigns, And I don't mean to like harp about it, but like it was interesting because they sponsored my campaign or whatever, and it's weird. Like, is it gonna like go transition over to Indiegogo? Is it? Because Kickstarter's kind of like snooty. I don't have much more to say about that, but that's like an interesting conversation piece.
No, it's funny. I mean, you say it's more like apples and oranges. I actually think it's more like Apple and PC. It's like Apple and Microsoft. I mean, Kickstarter kind of has the cleaner kind of more, let's say, rabid fan base, cleaner design, cleaner UI, what I feel is more limited options. Whereas you take, but a better reach, and then you take a Indiegogo, which I feel has better functionality, more potential, but their marketing could use some help. But I do agree with you. I have seen a very large rise in the past month or two of a lot of more projects getting funded. But the question is, is that a factor of Indiegogo having doing things that are better with their platform or promoting better, or is that a factor of they're just finally getting the right projects? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it is kind of a numbers game.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of a numbers game too. You know what I mean? As far as how many people. Yes, Kickstarter might get more popular if they get more successful projects, but those projects could have just as easily, someone could have flipped a coin and gone over to Indiegogo, and it could have swung the other way. So.
My only take on it, and this is like a final point, is that Indiegogo has better customer service, and they'll let you do crazy ideas. And I'm not pitching them. It's obviously, everybody would want to be on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Talked to Lucas about this, and he's like, well, they're ghetto. Like, look at their interface. As a filmmaker, I don't want my stuff on there, and it's just been weird. And I've personally had 2 campaigns shut down by Kickstarter, and it's like, so what do I do? And they don't even send you anything back, and I'm not here to bitch about it and stuff,
Sure.
but it's been really interesting.
Well, you're making valid points in terms of from your perspective and your experiences, and I think that those experiences inform other people who are making the decision of what they want to use for, their Coke versus Pepsi, as it were. So, no.
That's completely accurate, and I just noticed that on successful campaigns, they're always stressful for the producers or the directors or whoever's, sponsoring it. And you can take just as much damage and as much time out of your life to try and fund it on Kickstarter, and I think they're kind of overstepping themselves because they've gotten lazy.
Complicit. Yeah, I think they're used to being number one at this point, And the one thing I do like also about Indiegogo is that, honestly, if I have a problem, I can call Slava up right now, and I could talk to him and say, hey, man, you're screwing up, You can't do that with Yancey Strickler. I've tried to get Yancey on the show. This was a while ago, but still, I tried to get him on the show before, and they literally were like, okay, well, here's his publicist's number, and I was like, no, that's not the person I want to talk to. I want to talk to the guy behind the guy. It was a much colder experience. You know what I mean? More corporate.
Yeah, and I don't have a lot more to say other than I sat Lucas down. We just chilled out. He needed some downtime.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna close up the conversation. I made him watch Game of Thrones. Hell yeah, that rocked.
Nice.
And then I just learned that Michael Clark Duncan.
He is dark.
Green Lantern, he's Kilowog.
Yes.
He's fucking bitching.
I'm
He's like
excited.
the Green Lantern who'd kick your ass without the power ring.
Absolutely. Yes.
And
He calls.
I'm just hoping this summer season is bitching for dorky comic book movies, and that's about all I got to say.
Yep, we've got Thor just came out and is doing really, really well, which gives us really good hopes for Avengers, because if Thor did really well, if Captain America does just as well, they are going to promote the frack out of the Avengers. And then Green Lantern, I don't see how it could do poorly at this point. I think that the trailers are solid. I think that I'm a fan of Green Lantern anyway. It's probably my favorite.
Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
And it's Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, that's That's Kilowog. And I was like, I never even heard that. I just saw it on AOTS, and it's like, okay, nerd,
Yep.
nerd point, nerd point.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I actually haven't gone to a movie theater with the exception of the stuff that I've hosted, or if I went to go meet up with someone, which was more of like a meeting than watching anything. I haven't been to the movie theater to actually watch a movie in months at this point. It's been a long time. Also, let's be honest. I get them all at home, so it's kind of a non-issue. But yeah, I do like. I'm looking forward to going and sitting down in a theater, watching Green Lantern, Captain America, and eventually next year the Avengers, and of course the little images they're throwing out there occasionally in the casting list they're throwing out there for the new Batman movie too. I'm really excited of too. So. Yeah, so it's going to be the next couple of years are going to be really good for superhero movies and just kind of geeks in general. Game of Thrones got picked up for a second season after its second episode, so everyone's going to be psyched about that. There's.
You guys have no idea, and I can't do spoilers, but like it just gets tougher. Like, yeah, that's. Yeah, and anyway, I should probably let you go because that's all I'm talking about is nerd stuff.
That's cool, man. We're happy to have you on anytime.
All right, have a good day.
You too, man. Have a good one. Lord Bronco, everyone. Look at that. Just kind of a random call-in. I love it. I love it when we have an audience that just decides to, you know what, I'm calling in and hanging out. So, yeah. So, let's see. Let's check out a little bit here. I think we should have. We've got time for at least one more call or group of people to chat with. We've already we're about 20 minutes over time that we normally do, but I knew that this particular show was going to go long anyway, so not a big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. We will probably want to end within the next half hour. So if anyone does want to kind of, Jake Stetler says, keep going. So if anyone does want to call in, that's the call-in number, or obviously we're already on Skype. You can also Skype us. The username is FilmSnobbery. I know that Mojo, who was in the chat room earlier, wanted to call in. And I know that I think Ron possibly had something. Let's see. Nick is torturing me by extending the show because he knows I really want ice cream afterwards. Actually, Jerry, I'm going to have ice cream afterwards. I went out and I got some Friendly's classic chocolate ice cream, and I've got whipped cream, and I'm going to go and I'm going to get some and get fatter, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm very excited to do that on a nice, hot day like this. It's hot, it's muggy. I'm thinking fucking ice cream. So,
Bastard.
What's that, Jerry?
I said you bastard.
Why am I a bastard? You're going to have your ice cream too?
Yeah, I know.
You're going to have your cake and eat it too. Come on now.
Yes, I will.
So, and look, hey, Miles Maker, we had a few people join us tonight. I want to just acknowledge Miles Maker just came on in, Rainy Cat, Rain Tenchi just came on in, and we did have a couple other newer people that were in as well. And I'm sorry if I missed you guys, but I want to say thank you guys for coming and stopping in, checking us out. It's kind of a I don't want to say it's like one of our non-shows, but we decided we wanted to let the audience speak and talk about what they wanted to talk about tonight. So, whether you're a director, producer, a fan of film, as long as you're not a PMD, I don't care. Come on in, call in. No. Oh, fun. So let's see. They're talking. They're talking a little bit of hockey, I think. Oh, wow. First Glance Film. What if they pay you $1 a minute to keep you on tonight? Wow. If only, sir. The thing I love about Bill's head is always just like, how can I somehow get money for this? And not in like a bad, screwy kind of car salesman way, in a cool way, because he gave me a couple of great ideas last night. Like, we were having issues with the T-shirts. We discussed this on a previous show. We're having issues finding a T-shirt, so Bill was nice enough to find us some decent quotes on T-shirts, And but it's money out of pocket. It sucks. But he said, well, wait a minute, man. You've gotten money out of a couple of companies before that you've done business with. He goes, what if you maybe say, all right, maybe they can put their logo like on the back collar or something like that, or their website or something. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not a half bad idea if they're going to front the money for the fucking shirts. So sure. What do you think of that, Jerome?
I like that idea. I also like Mojave's idea.
What was her idea? I want to know her idea.
I have a co-host with big boobs in studio. No problem keeping him there.
That is true. So Mojave, Michelle, why don't you get on over here? We can. I've got camera equipment here. Maybe we can fake a nip slip or something. We'll be good to go. It could be yours or mine. It doesn't matter.
I was just going to say, if we get a co-host with big boobs, we wouldn't have to worry about an audience either.
I know, right? Well, I actually said earlier today, if you guys were following on our Twitter at all, Leah Savoli I met her at the First Glance Film Festival in Philly. Is a friend of, actually a friend of Bill's, and her and I were talking about some stuff, and I told her, I was talking to someone about her today. I said, if I had the ideal female co-host, it would be Leah Savoli, and she said I said I want to have her on. And actually, it was me and Lord Bronco were talking about it, and she said, "Wow, guys, I'm flattered. Thanks. I'm game. Let's get it booked." So Jerry, you're going to be out of the job soon. You better. You got competition.
I let her. She can win. You don't have to, yeah, I won't fight for it.
See, now I don't know whether or not that's like a compliment or a diss or anything like that.
I'll stick in the chat room. That's fine.
Yeah. Jerome. So, anyways, like we said, that's the call-in number. I know there were a few of you guys who were like, hey, I want to call in. So now's your fracking chance, because if no one calls in, then what the hell am I sitting here for? We've already kind of covered all the news that we have going on in our world. I've got, we are trying to start scheduling our June screening series over at the Elm. I actually I just called up a friend of mine over at Worcester Magazine, who's a local magazine, kind of like if you guys are all from Boston or all East Coast, like the Weekly Dig or the Boston or Providence Phoenix or some shit like that. Very kind of like a local paper, but kind of that more underground paper. Ish. I don't know. They have an edge, a little bit of an edge. I know the entertainment editor over there because we're both press, and I told her, hey, I'd like to, I was wondering if you guys would be interested in doing something about it. She's like, absolutely. So I'm really excited about that. I've actually got an interview, I think, this weekend with John Hoff from Twitter. I don't know his frack. I know he's like John Hoff, and then he's got like a number after his Twitter handle. Shit. Let me see here. Let me see if I got his if I got it. Because he should get proper props. Proper props, yeah. I think that's how I'll say it. Here he is. Yeah, John Hoff 3. So John spelled like fucking John, and then Hoff, Hoff, the number 3. I've got an interview with him this weekend, and I'm excited about that. We're going to chat a little bit about what I do. And so he'll be posting something there. I'm very excited to chat with him. He's actually a Boston native, so that's cool. And let me see.
Jake wants to know when you're going to be doing Film Snobbery Daily.
When am I going to be doing Film Snobbery Daily? Holy shit. Soon. The idea, I need equipment first. There's actually some prerequisites that I need. First and foremost, I need to get some lavalier mics. I've been kind of talking about that for a while, and no one's ponied up yet. They cost money, I mean, I want to get something decent that I can use for both here on this set and also over there. I'm not anywhere near the camera, otherwise I would pan over, but our green screen and everything that we got that we need to go is actually already over there. I was also hoping to possibly audition some other hosts, because I'm tired and I don't want to host another show, but I will if I have to, because that's what I do. Otherwise, though, no, everything's ready to go, pretty much. It's just a matter of we got to, get the segments ready. I also am thinking of a couple of audio shows, audio only, that I would like to release. I would probably do them live. I think we might try to release them through Stitcher, and do it that way. I'm thinking of doing one that is explicitly geared towards film festivals, and another one that is more of like this, where I'm kind of just shooting the shit, as it were. You know, it would be call-in related since it's live. I mean, people can call in if they want, or, you know, obviously it can just, you know, be me and Jerry talking, or me and whoever else decides to be the co-host of that particular show. I like having people to banter off with and banter around with. Banter off, that just sounds dirty.
And blame when things go wrong.
And blame when things go wrong, yeah. I definitely, I'm not a blame taker. Screw that shit, you know. That's why I own the company. I don't take blame, I give it. That makes, that's fucking horrible. I love that. That was good. I like that. Huh?
I give blame.
I give blame. That's
T-shirt.
That is
right there. I give blame.
that's actually really good for like a critic too. Like, I give blame. That's great. Trademark.
Rainey, I thought we just blamed Jerry when things went wrong. Pretty much. Yep, she's fighting for me. You can't take away my job because then you won't have someone to blame.
Right. Well, let's see here. We can't. I just thought he'd just blame Jerry when things went wrong. We can't take away his job. Nick, blame giver Baisley. That's me. Who's to blame? Yeah. Kilikazi says, start a fundraiser on Indiegogo. And our friend Anthony Kilburn. You never know. Let's see here. And Mojave, I hear you. Yes. You could talk about Doctor Who to wrap up the show. Rainy Cat says I could talk about Doctor Who to wrap up the show. Doctor Who last episode, good. Waiting for the second part. I'm also waiting anxiously for the return of Torchwood. They just released a new image today of Captain Jack with a new trench coat. It's not even a trench coat. It's like a captain's coat. I'm excited. I like Torchwood. I didn't think I would like Torchwood because it didn't seem to be like something I'd be into. But I gotta tell you, totally into it. And Doctor Who, more into it every freaking week. So that's
totally getting like Oprah now. You're taking over for her now that she's gone. What are some more of your favorite things, Nick?
Oh, jeez, my favorite things. Yeah, the only problem is you're getting a movie maker. You're getting a movie maker. That's all I got.
You get a movie maker. You get a movie maker.
Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what, because we did have Lord Bronco. He called in. Let's go ahead and again on behalf of First Glance Film Festivals, let's slip him a movie maker subscription too. So Lord Bronco, I don't think he's won before, has he?
I don't.
That's your fucking job, Jerry. You have like. You got like one thing.
Won awards. I don't actually do anything. I'm like, congratulations, you won a Movie Maker magazine for being an awesome guest on the show.
Jake Settler says. Jake Settler says Nick should. Oh man. Jake Settler says Nick should wear a trench coat. Ron Purdy said, "Didn't you see a trailer for the new series?" No, I didn't. There's a trailer out. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Bill just asked, does anyone in this room not have one? I'm assuming Movie Maker magazine.
Yeah.
I have one.
I have both a Movie Maker magazine and a penis. It works very well.
I have a Movie Maker magazine and a script magazine, which neither one of them I've actually received, though, Nick.
Don't look at me, man. I'm not in charge of that shit.
You were like, yeah, I'll hook you up with it.
I'm a facilitator.
I was in the last issue of Movie Maker, and I had to go to the store and buy it.
Hey, look, all right, that being said, I had to wait like 2 weeks until after Street Date until mine came in the mail, so don't even go there. And I was technically in it, too.
Thanks to me, because I, of course, name-dropped you.
Oh, like I don't name-drop you in everything I do. Dude, I'm surprised at this point I'm not. I'm surprised at this point I'm not having sex, and I'm like, have you seen Stuck Like Chuck?
And I'm done.
And boom goes the dynamite.
That's what happened. It's like, Stuck Like Chuck.
There you go. Chuck fuck. Which, if you guys don't know...
No one that saw, I don't think anyone's actually watched
Well, why don't they... That's a teaser right there. That's a little teaser for you. If you want to know what Chuck fuck is, you got to go see Stuck Like Chuck. And First Glance does say, "Wah, Jerry, did you send me your address information when you won?"
I did, and Nick said he sent it too.
Lord Bronco says, "Give it to MJ Slide." I think that that's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
You know, up and comer, might need a little extra info.
I'm going to applaud that.
I applaud that. I applaud Lord Bronco for the suggestion.
Yeah.
So, all right. So someone will have to contact her for us. And I don't know if Devin is still in the. Yeah, he's not in the chat anymore. So we'll just get her on. We'll get her on Twitter or something like that, and we'll chat with her about that and get the information over to Bill over at First Glance Film Festival. Again, I have to definitely say thank you to him, obviously, and then secondly, I want to thank everyone who showed up, but also remind everyone to remember their Without a Box deadline for the First Glance Film Festival is June 14th. You gotta get your shit in there. Worth it. I have selected 2 to 3 movies myself for my own screening series that have shown at that film festival, and not necessarily because it has, but because these, a couple from, let's see, last year's. We showed 2 from last year's, and then we showed 1 that was in this year's. And that was, help me out here, Sudden Death. Sudden Death, which I love. If you guys haven't seen Sudden Death yet, you have to see it. I'm also noticing a ton of fucking movies that are getting pirated. Holy crap. I don't know what it is. Like, I was online recently, and I like to check out, see kind of I like to see what's being pirated because I find it interesting. Because I always gotta wonder, like, does the filmmaker know? I just saw My Bloody Wedding's been pirated. I saw The Crimson Mask has been pirated. No, Nathan, I don't think anyone's got The Waterhole yet. Let's see, what else?
You gotta wonder though, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I feel bad when I'm like, did Stuck Like Chuck pirated yet? No.
You can't even give it away, Jerry. Just much
Remember
like
that time that we tried to give away a copy? We were like, we're going to stop to anyone that says they want a copy. And no one said it. And we're like, come on, anyone that wants a copy in the chat room right now, free copy, Nick will mail you the 2-disc special edition of Stuck Like Chuck. No one claimed it. And then we ended up keeping it in your bag, and then I ended up giving it to someone at our last screening.
Yep.
That was really upsetting. And then Andrew Robinson, G-Man Reviews, he was like, you can't even give your movie away, man.
Not only that, and then there's the indignity of giving a movie to like Haley Joel Osment. It's a numbered one, and then finding it like upstairs in the filmmaker's lounge like an hour later.
That was an innocent mistake.
Yeah, sure it was. By the way, did you see Allison Brie on Twitter today was trying to have a conversation about some of the worst movies of all time, and I said, have you ever seen a movie called Born?
I love that movie. I have the used DVD that I bought right after seeing it because I was like, I have to watch this many more times. So I went and bought it.
Jake Stetler says, my son stole it, loves Stuck Like Chuck. He's still...
I know Caden is my one and only fan, which is awesome.
Oh, Jerry, come on now. I'm your fan, too. I'm like your super fan, let's be honest. I've got, like, all of your shit. I got the Jerry Cavallero greatest hits because you had one.
Well, if you go to jerrycavallero.com, you can see all the other stuff I'm working on.
jerrycavallero.com? You mean the site where I can go to read even samples of your current scripts like Freshman 15 and Funny Devils?
That's correct. There's over 30 pages of my scripts online that you could read for free.
For free?
Get back to me, tell me how amazing they are.
For free, Jerry? How can you do it so cheap and still stay in business?
It's simple. I can't. I don't have a business. That's why you need to read it and then pass it along.
Ah, that's awesome. So, yeah, everyone, www.jerrycavallero.com. And actually, it's not a bad-looking site, even though I hate the black on white, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, like, of black on white on websites, especially, like, the On My Own Productions website. I wanted to change that for a while, and then I just really liked this design, though. Like, the template for it, and I kept playing around with it, and I really liked how it looked, so I went with it.
Lord Bronco says you should stick that shit on Dynamo. Jerry actually wants to release Stuck Like Chuck for free. For everybody.
Well, okay, now that's out of the bag. I'm actually working on something I'm going to be announcing very soon, but I'm going to be creating a Facebook page, And when we hit, I'm thinking about when we hit 10,000 likes on the Facebook page, the film will be going online for free.
Right. So that means that it will.
The official announcement post a week and stuff.
That just means that the movie will be officially online, available for free in 2015.
Wow, you're being too kind.
Well, you know, Jerry, I try to give you a little credit. I figure 4 years.
I was gonna be on my deathbed, and I was gonna be like, wait, and then it was gonna be like, it's gonna finally hit 10,000. I hit submit, and I died.
Jerry, Lord,
I live my life just so I can hit the submit button.
Lord Bronco says charge 99 cents. I assume that says fuck them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now, let's see here. Social Mapper says, I'm switching to Posterous now. Screw WordPress and Tumblr. I would love to know why you say screw WordPress, because I find that to be a phenomenal platform. But, yeah. But I think that once Jerry does eventually get Suck Like Chuck out to the masses, I think that you guys will see exactly what I've seen, which is it's a flawed movie, but it's very well written, and it's
Thanks for starting with it's a flawed movie.
It's 86 minutes.
It's very well written that has some flaw. You're like, it's a flawed movie, but it has some merit.
Well, you know, it's 86 minutes long, and
It's a movie, barely.
the lead actress does take her top off, kinda, and
Tease the people. We have some celebrities in the film.
there are celebrities in the
That's
film.
actually true.
If you like awkward silences, this is your fucking movie.
Yes. It's been compared to Woody Allen, but not as good.
It's like Woody Allen when he did Curse of the Jade Scorpion. It's like that Woody Allen.
If that made money, kind of.
Nah, really didn't.
But yeah, the film will be available soon, and but I'm also working on the official DVD release. We're hoping, I'm really hoping to get it for the end of July. So fingers crossed for that. I'm trying to get. It's basically the actors from it, Jocelyn DeBoer and Joe Moran. They've gotten really busy lately, and I don't want to release it without a commentary, and I really wanted to get them on commentary for it. So that's really what I'm working on, trying to set up a day.
But I don't know if everyone knows, Jerry, but if everyone were to buy or get a copy of Stuck Like Chuck now, they would be able to get the existing commentary for that a little certain someone that we both know is on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That terrible commentary that I can't even bring myself to listen to.
I can't either.
No, I've actually heard like a few people that have listened to the commentary. They're like, it's actually a pretty decent commentary. I'm like, really? I remember afterwards I was like, oh, that was terrible. But I never re-listened to it, so maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Well,
but that will actually be a hidden commentary on the official DVD release, and it won't be on the packaging. But everyone that watches FilmSnobbery will know that's the hidden commentary. That if you switch audio tracks,
Easter eggs, people, Easter eggs. That's what it's all about.
I like to give extras, and there's also another big thing that I can't go into details right now because I'm still working it out. But if you like special editions of DVDs, you'll really like what I'm working on.
Jerry is like, he's the poor man's Blade Runner edition of the the case, the whatever, the very
case. You get 8 discs.
Yeah. Jerry won't stop until you've seen him, like, okay, this is the video of every shit I took while I was making Stuck Like Chuck. Because
this is the video of me watching the video of every shit I took. With commentary.
Yeah, Jerry with commentary, nice. In Smell-O-Vision. Jake Seller, Nick Baisley says SLC is a flawed movie. It is a flawed movie, but it's
the entire thing.
It's endearing. It's an endearing movie. It's a feel-good movie of the summer.
And it's Peter Hall from Cinematical, or former Cinematical. So now the Cinematical's gone, kind of.
How the hell are you going to manage that?
Charming as fuck.
Yes.
I still love that. That's what he said. And he said that in the email. He's like, you're going to be getting a great review. I thought the movie was charming as fuck. And I was like, I love that. You got to put that in the review so I can use that as a full quote. He's like, okay.
I met Peter Hall, and I did thank him for you. I met him. I met the whole Cinematical crew, and I got to tell you, nice bunch of guys. I'm really happy to see what they're, that even though that Cinematical's kind of dissolved, they're all kind of doing new stuff now for the most part.
Yeah, they've all got their own things going on, but they're all still like.
It's like when the Beatles broke up, and I'm just waiting to see which
and
one.
AOL was Yoko.
Nice, Jerry. Wow. If I had a fucking drums and a cymbal, shit, I would riff that for you. That was awesome. AOL was Yoko. That was great. I wonder if you should, I wonder if we could do an Indiegogo campaign for a Kickstarter. I'm sorry to say that because someone just brought something up on the thing. This is also an Indiegogo campaign. Kickstarter.com/project/John Paul Rice/Mother's Red Dress, a social issue feature film. Yes. Film at first glance, Jerry's quote of the night. Totally. AOL was their Yoko. The question is, who's going to get shot first? Let's see. Ron,
you went one step too far.
Jerry, Ron, there is no one step too far on this show. Even Miles Maker says, "Okay, I'm back. Got to be high to handle this show." Ron Purdy says he's the shitty horror version of Wes Anderson. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Shit, I want to say, if I can't say anything, because you know what, it's mean. Even though he knows I'm probably joking, I don't want to say it because it's mean. But suffice to say, Ron, it's not true. You're the shitty horror version of Lloyd Kaufman. That's really more of what you are. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That actually wasn't what I was going to say before. I had something much meaner in store, so that was the fallback. No, you're good, man. You just need to, even when you have the right script, sometimes it's still not the right project for you. You'll find something else. Also, everyone needs to check out Social Media Massacre because he's got some cool stuff going on with that too. Do it.
Yes, I agree. I concur. Do it. First glance film, Alan Smithy.
Yeah, there you go. You're the Alan Smithy of independent film. Well, no, and Ron says I had the right script. I agree. You might have had the right script, but that still might not have been the right project. You had a great script, and maybe because whatever, maybe you wouldn't have pulled it off the way you wanted to. Maybe whatever. Maybe next time you will pull off exactly what you want to. Take heart, sir. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to be like a booster here, but quite frankly, I've had a fucking shitty week myself, and I really kind of hate everything at the moment. So I'm trying to be supportive and trying to be cool and nice and everything about it. But I gotta tell you, sir, it's tough.
Just take it. Just take the upbeat compliment before it turns into evil Nick.
Oh, Evil Nick is like right on the cusp, guys. I mean, he has been all night. You've been noticing I've been swearing a little bit more than usual. I kind of don't give a shit as much. Come on, I didn't even give a shit enough shit to book a guest this week. But Jake Settler says, but you have ice cream waiting, Nick. And I will say, that's the only thing that's getting me through this goddamn show. No, I'm kidding. It's actually all of you guys who are getting me through this show, so I do appreciate it. I really enjoyed everyone who's called in tonight. I think on that note, it's probably the best time to say goodnight and au revoir and all of that other BS and whatnot. So, Mojave Musing says, no crying in baseball. First Glance Film says, always have a plan B. I do have a plan B every day. Plan Baisley. Let's see.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Plan Baisley.
Plan Baisley. Come on, dude. That's not bad. I've said much freaking cheesier shit than that.
No. I actually kind of like that.
There you go. That
could be like your slogan. Like, indie filmmakers should always have a plan B.
Plan Baisley.
Plan Baisley. There you go. That's how you get to start marketing.
If it weren't for the fact that I hate my fucking last name, and not because like it's retarded sounding or anything like that, it's because I don't like my father, so I don't like using his last name. If it were up to me when I was younger, I would have made my mom, and she actually had thought about it, changing back to her maiden name. I would have gone back with her. Which, you know, I honestly, if I ever get married, I think I might want to take my wife's name. Even when I was engaged, I told my fiance at the time, I said, I think I'm going to take your name when we get married. And she's like, really? Why? I'm like, 'cause fuck him, that's why.
You just got really deep.
It totally did, right? It was like...
It's like all of a sudden it just went from, it's something about it.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's say goodnight for the
Why don't
night.
you change your name to FilmSnobbery? Like, legally change your name.
What, like Nick FilmSnobbery? Nick FilmSnobbery?
Nick FilmSnobbery.
Yeah. Or film is my
Or
first name.
Film Snob, like make it one word, Film Snob, and then you're like, hi, I'm Nick Film Snob. Or like make your middle name the, hi, I'm Nick the Film Snob.
Wow, that's not a horrible idea, but then I would really be...
Some serious marketing for you, though.
It'd be some serious... I would get ridiculed. Also, what if I fail in doing this? Then I'm stuck with a name that has...
Change it again.
Change it again. Can I just be James Bond? Can I get that name? Can I get... How about Voltron? Can I be Nick Voltron?
I'm sure you could. See if you can get some of your sponsors to sponsor you. You can be like Nick Stony Vegas Pro.
The greatest name ever sold. There we go. That's great. Actually, no, you know what? First Class Film says Nicholas Indy. It could be Nick Indy. Yeah, there we go.
I like that.
That actually isn't too bad. I could change it to Nick Indy. There you go. All right. He says, Miles, you were right. I would be good. I should do a Stone show. I really should. I should do a totally Stone show sometime.
With a name like Nick Indy, though, I think you'd have to, like, solve crimes every week.
Dude, I already got 2 dogs. Come on. I'm like halfway there. All I need is a rape van and I'm all set.
And now we're back to being down.
How are we down?
You should have ended it before.
Come on, dude. That's exactly what the Mystery Machine was. It was a fucking rape van. We all know it, okay? Freddy was cruising.
I've been trench coat.
There you go. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead. Let's end the show for this week. I want to thank all the people who called in tonight. I want to thank Lord Bronco. I want to thank Devin Watson, Declan, D-K-L-O-N. I want to thank MJ Slide for calling in. I want to thank Jerry for calling in every week.
I want to thank Nick for answering the call and not putting me on mute.
I want to thank Skype for not crashing on me today. I want to thank Charter Communications for not crashing my show again. And Justin TV for providing the window through which we all see me. I don't know, Jerry. I figured I'd just take it to whatever, the most extreme I could. I want to thank my microphone for giving me a voice. You know? So... So, First Class Film says end this... The First Class Film says end this night on a low note.
That's what's going on.
Shut the fuck up. Jerry, here's how we'll end the night on a low note, okay? Jerry, I hate your face, but everyone else...
I hate you too, Nick Indy.
Jerry Cavallaro. At least Nick Indy is a name people would remember. No one will remember Jerry Cavallaro. So wrong. I'm sorry. That hurt me to say it. It really did. Everyone, check us out next week. We've got one of possibly several guests coming on next week that I'm in the discussions of having on. So check us out, www.filmsnobberylive.com, every Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch us live right here. And then you can check us over there at filmsnobbery.com every day for other great columns and reviews and news and other stuff that we post, and which is awesome. And then obviously you can follow on Twitter, twitter.com/filmsnobbery and facebook.com/filmsnobbery, for those of you who don't know that we have a Facebook page. By the way, guys, we're also really close to hitting 9,000 followers. I would really like to make that happen this week. So if anyone can recommend us to any of your friends or anything like that, it would be super. Thank you very much. Have a great week. We will see you next Thursday. Goodbye.
Hi, everyone. JerryCavallaro.com.
That's the new one, isn't it?
Yep.
I hate you so much.